Sup everyone, XUW 82 here, and today racing at Autopolis for the Nations Cup race. So this race started from P8. Oh, awful start. And we immediately dropped down some positions. Already down to P11, so that's not good at all. You see some contact to turn 1, but for the most part everything went quite clean. Italian was a bit slow off the corner and we just had to bump him along as we couldn't overtake him anyway, so we were stuck there. We keep the outside of the Italian there, so we still hang on to P11. As here we're committed to the outside line. The Frenchman get pushed wide and on our turn we also get held up. And that way we drop down to P13. Yeah, so not the best of first steps at all. Look in front, we see a Lamborghini off in the gravel trap. And the Belgian going around the outside. So that's not the start that we quite had in mind. As the German there spun into the guardrail he went. So that's the first big accident, I would say, of the start of the race. So quite an okay first lap, I have to say, even though it's a standing start. So from here we have to try and work our way up the grid. And as you will see, most of the cars here will drive the Lamborghini. Contact between the Belgian and the German, and the Belgian went through to P10. So cars of choice were the Audi, the Lamborghini that we're driving, which also most people went with. Also the Honda and the Ferrari were the cars of choice here. So the cause for a bad start. I started driving with a new wheel and new pedals for this race, and that caught me a bit off guard with the standing start. So I'm going to just blame it on that. The other races I did after that, the standing start went a lot better. So at least we learned from our mistake here. Luckily for us, it's a 30 lap race, so we have time to make up for our bad start. And there are really two ways to go around this long race. We're driving the softs, so of course they will deteriorate quite quickly. For the most part, I expect people to try and go for a two-stop strategy. As we see a big bell in front, some contact between the German and the Belgian as well. Those two have met each other in the previous lap, I think. Frenchman went to the inside, but that didn't quite work out. And as the battle continues, we see the Frenchman has moved up to P11. But the Belgian is not yet done and has still some final words to say about that, because he's still challenging on the back of the Frenchman. As he goes to the inside. But the Frenchman is still there. So the thought I have in my head is to try and go for a one-stop strategy. It will be very hard. Oh, as we almost lose the car there. That would almost be a stop into the barrier. So let's see if we can make our tires last for the long distance of 15 laps. It will be a big stretch to make it happen. So for this to work, we really need to think of our tires right now. As we also see the Italian going up as well. I think he made some side contact with the Belgian, but I'm not quite sure about that. So up the inside we go and up to P12. That's just what we're going to do now, to just save our tires as much as we can. Be really gentle with all the inputs, throttle, brake and steering inputs, so that just manage to save our tires until lap 15. But even then, not quite sure if it will work. Yellow flag, so it seems like someone has spun off, and it's the German. Oh, he just unghosted there, which I didn't expect. And luckily he stayed all the way to the inside, so he just had just about the car's width to go through, because I was really committed to that line already. So that just about went alright, but didn't cost a lot for it to go wrong. So that's already P11 in this race. Just staying on track, it's already a good strategy to start with, and as you can see, it already has benefited us for 2 positions at least. It seems like all of us are gaining towards the German in front. We're also on to lap 5, so the people that are not too kind on their tires, I would say, they will start to feel the effect as we see the Italian car, but the British driver just spinning around with his Ferrari. And that's P10, so as you can see, mistakes are just so easily made. We see German defending and some contact with Belgian, and he goes off, spins into the gravel trap. Also the German goes wide. Can we go up the inside here? So to the right hand side we go. We're still side by side, so it's not over yet. But if we can keep the outside here, we have the inside for the next corner. And it seems like we have done enough now. So that's up to P8. We also saw the Audi just sliding around. Just had his rear wheel onto the grass and just caused him to slide a bit. We just have to be careful to not run into the back of him as well. And now let's hope the Frenchman in front can get some good laps in, and that we can just follow him and stay on his rear bumper and just get back to the cars in front. That would be the ideal scenario. Looking at our tires on the left bottom side, yeah, still looking quite okay, I would say. So pitting on lap 15, it's still in the cards, so that's what I still have in mind at this point of the race. But of course, not sure what the other cars will do. So let's see if most of them will go for one stop or maybe a two stop. Let's see. Looks like we're getting into the cars in front, so the Frenchman in front has really managed to close the gap. And we also managed to stay on his tail. As you see, the first car in the pits, it's DDF, the Italian. And that's extremely early, I would say, after 7 laps. So that just goes to show how much the tires wear if you don't take care of them in the beginning of the stint. And here it seems like we're in a large group with if we look in front, I think we're even battling for P2 in this group, so yeah, it's looking quite good if we can keep making progress. We're still in the hunt to fight for podium position, which is very nice. I wouldn't have thought that after middle of 8 laps that we were already in contention for the podium, so that's a very good sign. And it seems like Ringo in front has been suffering on his tires, because the Frenchman managed to get very close. He goes a little bit wide, but the Frenchman just can't find a gap there. We see 2 cars in the pit, and also extremely early at lap 8. So I'm not sure what their strategy will quite look. Because 3 stops, that would be a bit extreme, I think. So more contact, which caused the Frenchman to have a bad run out of the first corner. So we go to the outside. So carrying on, to the outside we go, and yes, that's up to P4. But can we now find a gap to go for the third place in this race? So the Italian goes a little bit wide, we have the inside and a very good exit out of the corner. And that's up to P3 for us, so as the Italian got very close as well. Almost scared me how close he came, because I thought he was just going to give us a slight nudge, but yeah, luckily we managed to survive. And that's up to the podium spots, with also a clean track in front of us, so we just can set our own pace. And also of course need to save our tires, so that will really be the main talking point of this race, the tires. As we look behind, yeah, seems like the freshman tries to go for another move. So just jump into the future. So the people with 2 stops, I expect for them to go in the pits, and that's the case for the Russian driver that was in the lead. So clearly he went for a 2-stop strategy. Freshman in front just might go for 1 stop as well. So if you want to catch up from them, then we'll just have to do it on the track. As we're now onto lap 15. So looking in front, we see that the gap has really diminished towards the leader, so I expect him to go in at the end of this lap. We will definitely go in at the end of this lap, because our tires are just absolutely destroyed at this point of the race. I'll just be very happy to have a set under a car at this point, because yeah, it's a bit of a struggle these final couple of laps. And here we go to the left hand side, into the pits, just like the freshman in front of us. As we try to go for good entry, yeah. And that's an awful entry, because we just hit the inside of the pit wall. Yeah, no words for that. Oh man. Just a bit too eager on the pit entry, and just yeah, clipped the inside of the yeah, wall there. So just an awful pit stop, and yeah, we lost an awful lot of time there. So out we go into P6, and we have the Frenchman behind us, yeah, the one that we battled earlier in this race. So yeah, needless to explain that we lost an awful lot of time for a very stupid mistake. So it looks like we managed to run away. At least that's something. So let's just get our head down. Yeah, try to make the best of it, even though that we lost quite a lot of time. So yeah, let's just focus. Still 50 more laps to go. And as you jump into the future, so onto lap 17, you see that car in P5 went into the pit stop. So yeah, pit stop on lap 17, so another pit stop at lap 18. And that has promoted us to P4. As now we have the leader of the race into the pit stop. He was right in our tail before we made our stop, so let's see where we will come out relative to him. And we're just going to get in front of him. But of course, he's the leader of the race, so yeah, one of the fastest drivers here, and also he's on fresh tires, so yeah, 5 lap fresher tires, you'll really feel that difference. I would really be surprised if we would manage to keep him behind us. So yeah, let's try it anyway. As we also already made some nice progress in this race, so yeah, let's see. And we're also really closing in towards the German in front. I think he's on 2-stop strategy, so yeah, it might be that he goes into pits at the end of the lap. So we're very close now, and he goes to the left hand side. Yeah, just in time, because I was almost already going for the move. So yeah, it was quite close, but yeah, that's of course the most easy way to gain a position. And that's up to P2 for us. I think we have a chat in our rearview mirror with the Russian behind us. So let's see if we can keep that second position. And also good to know is that we don't have to do any more pit stops in this race. And we just go wide, just outbrake ourselves a little bit. And the position that we're fighting with is really the effective position that we have in this race. There we see the Russian driver just sticking his nose to the inside. So he's on long straight now. Yeah, he's quite some time in this. So it goes to the inside, and we're not going to fight too much here. And let's see if we can just follow him along here. Because we also see that there's a car behind us also closing in. This is Spaniard C-car. So it would be good if we could actually work together, stay in a slipstream and just try and run away. Also, with some optimism, we might still catch the car in the lead. Because on the last stop, he also was struggling a little bit with his tires, a little bit more than us. So, yeah, will there be some opportunity there? Still a lot of questions with not a lot of answers at the moment. But we will find out soon enough, because the race is almost coming to its conclusion. But yeah, looking in front, we can really see that the Russian driver is pulling away from us, which you would quite expect. So if we jump forward in the future, we see on lap 25, he's really out of our sight. Of course, our tires starting to struggle at this point of the race. But more importantly, looking behind, we see that there's, we have some company there. In the form of a Spaniard with the name Sekar. So this race is definitely not over yet, so we have to fight if we still want to keep our podium position. And this time around, I would say that we have a bit overdone it with our tires. We pushed a little bit more and saved less than in the beginning of the race. And that really shows on the graphic on the left hand side at the bottom. With our front left tire, it's really in a bad state. And that's causing the car to not wanting to turn much, to be honest. So yeah, it will still be a long 4 laps, that I will have to say. And we really have to manage that, because if the tire is really has no life left in it, then it's just such a big struggle, and we're also in danger to losing even more positions then. So to me, that's actually the most critical part of the race at this moment in time, getting this tire to the end of the race. So 4 more laps to go. We went a little bit wide, but it was not too bad. But yeah, not sure how, but Spare just had an awesome run. And he just is able to go for that move, which I didn't quite expect at all. I'm not sure how he did get that launch out of the corner. It's really incredible, to be honest. And that drops us down to P4 as the Spare goes wide. So will we have a shot here as we try to go to the outside? But not quite working. Another shot here. But yeah, we're not close enough to go for a move here. So right now we're in 4th position, so yeah, let's try and stay here. Trying to save our tire a little bit, being behind the Spaniard, and just yeah, put a little bit less pressure on the tire in the corners. And just try and benefit from the slipstream on the straights. And that way I hope we can still go for a final assault at the end of the race. So 3 more laps to go. And it seems like the Spaniard is slightly running away, so that is quite worrying. Just have to try everything we can to really stay on this back bumper. Yeah, so difficult to stay with him. So just doing enough to stay in a slipstream, so that's a good sign. Still 2 more laps to go. It will be very close with our left front tire, that I can see for sure. At this point we're still doing what we just need to do. We even got a little bit closer, I would say. Let's see if we can still find a gap somewhere on the final lap. At this point, to be honest, I don't see a lot of chinks in his armor. We're already going for an attack, so trying the outside. And here we have an awesome run, so to the left hand side we go, will be enough. So we have the outside, he has the inside, he brakes a little bit later, but we have a better run, I think. Yes, we're probably under his rear wing. So to the left hand side, but that's not going to work out, I think. No, he just has just enough of his car in front of us, so that was all he needed to do. And with that, I think we lost our best shot. However, we have a good run here. As we have the hairpin coming up, can we outbrake him? To the inside, as as he defends the inside, so he tried the outside. He really stays on the apex, so he couldn't go for that move. We're really running out of time to try and make this move that we want to try to get on the podium. So can we just still do it somewhere? Maybe here to the inside, but he nicely blocked that off. So final shot. Good run through this corner, will it be enough? He defends the inside, so we have to try and go around the outside. He stays on the apex. We have a very good run out of the corner. Just overshots it a little bit. But no, it won't be enough. So P4 it is in the end. Yeah, good race. After that bad start, I would say. Feel like there was a little bit more in it. Yeah, due to the crash we had in the pit lane. So I think the podium was definitely on otherwise. But yeah, nonetheless, nice race, 4th position. So happy with that. Thank you guys for watching and hopefully see you next time. Bye bye.